Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and today we're looking at a Toyota Altezza. This one here, not the Lexus IS. The Toyota Altezza is the JDM version, different engine. Not much else is different, but that engine is important. Now this one here is a year 2000. It's going to be exported over to the USA because we are in Japan here, and only has 77,000 original kilometers on it. So 25-year-old vehicle, 77,000 original kilometers, and this is going to be one of the batch of first Altezzas to the USA because they're just barely legal now under the 25-year rule. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the condition of the car before we ship it off to the USA. Give it a quick little rev check here. You can hear that aftermarket suspension, and you get to watch some Japanese TV, because this one has the TV kit in it. Now switch off the engine here for the rest of the report. And the car has a few aftermarket parts. Overall condition is pretty good. 77,000 original kilometers is very low, even by Japanese standards. For one of these, the Altezza is a fun car to drive, and so people couldn't help themselves. Anyone who bought this car would likely drive it for quite a long time, i.e. the 77,000 kilometers is a rarity now. Okay, so engine here is the 3SGE engine. It is the final iteration of it. People call this the Beams engine, or the blacktop version of this engine. Puts out 210 horsepower. Not bad from a 2-liter 4-cylinder that doesn't have variable valve lift. It has variable valve timing on both intake and exhaust, but no variable valve lift. So this is a simple engine, but a highly tuned one that gets most of its power higher up in the RPM range. The Altezza, I know you're going to be watching this. Max, one of our employees, the guy that does videos and things, he has one of these, and he's always curious when we buy one of these Altezzas, so say hi to Max in the comments. Now we have a few aftermarket parts on here. Torque damper, which is something you don't see very often. Kind of interesting there. A grounding kit. Okay. More grounding kit over here. An air deflector here, which allows more air to go straight through to the radiator, helping cooling. Timing belt has been changed at 75,000. 75,000? I can't really read the numbers very well. We're at 77 now at current moment, and this was in 2020. 75,206 kilometers. So hasn't driven very much since then. Some vacuum hoses are aftermarket there. And we've got painted sections here. The exhaust manifold heat shield and exterior heat shield have both been painted red, which is a little bit of a strange thing. The rest of the engine bay isn't red. And so also painted this hose here. Just want a little bit of a DIY stuff. And take a look at this. The front sway bar, plenty thick. Interesting from being a stock sway bar. Okay, there are a few other aftermarket parts. We'll get to those in a sec. Red for the battery tie down. Interesting. Now let's close the hood. And I gotta say this every time, these hoods are quite heavy, considering the rest of the car is generally fairly lightweight for what it is. Quick look at it before I go over the auction inspection sheet now. Let's have a look at that. We're coming to the end of the summer, and so the cicadas, you probably can hear them. This is going to be the end of them. I've probably got another couple weeks of still hearing those.
Want to see us having fun in Japan? Go check out our new channel. Link in the description.
So, year 2000 Altezza RS200 Z Edition. This one, he even has the spiffy front bumper here that everybody likes, the most aggressive out of all of them. Cool car. Now, walking grade 4, interior grade B with power steering, power windows, mosquito on my arm. No longer. Original silver, 77,165 kilometers. Now sales points written by the seller. It says Yamaha 3SGE engine. Yeah, of course, Yamaha is the head designer for many of Toyota's famous engines like the 2J, 1J, this Beams engine, my engine, the 2TG, and plenty more. 6-speed manual transmission. That's right. North America got this with a non-turbo 2J 5-speed manual. This one here gets the 6-speed manual and the very cool only in Japan engine, which is faster than the North American Lexus version of this. Optional front bumper and grille and other aero parts. NKJSM wheels. Quick little look at those, and I quite like them. They are only a 17, but I think the 17 works on the car, and I think for a sporty wheel, that's probably about as big as you want to go before you start getting into weight penalties for an 18 and up. It says lowered suspension, but I think it's stock, a rear wing, fog lights, keyless entry, and various other aftermarket parts, so see in person for details. Other things written by the seller here, mosquito. Okay. Comes with warranty papers, owner's manual, and 12 sheets of history for the car. Very cool. The report here says steering wheel wear, scratched, interior dirty, seat and carpet wear, aftermarket shift knob, aftermarket wheels scratched, door mirror scratched, antenna is cracked. It's an aftermarket antenna. I think that's aftermarket. Is it? No, that's got to be original. Looks like it's missing some pieces too. Okay, and various scratches, dents, and repair marks on the car. Now you look over here, we have a U3 on the front fender. Unfortunately, U3, that means large. More mosquitoes coming at me. They're getting their last meal of the summer. U3 meaning dent. U is dent. 3 means level 3. Got another car coming, so pardon me here. And so that is a large dent in that fender. A2, medium-sized scratch on the front bumper, and then an A2 on the door over here. We also have one section that wasn't mentioned in the auction sheet, and it's some touch-up paint that's on the back kind of fender. Unfortunately, it doesn't look that great, but the rest of the car is pretty good. And for being a 25-year-old vehicle, I don't think you can complain at all about the condition of this. I think it is quite nice considering the age. Okay, now look at the side. You might be able to see that dent, but I will do an up close on that. Quite like the wheels. The gunmetal with the silver is a good combination, and the skinny 5 spokes on a 17 with just that little bit of dish. It's looking good, I think. Now the back has the optional light covers. So usually you would have a clear lens outside of this circle here, but they have the factory optional light covers there. I think they're pretty nice looking. And it's kind of funny because these Altezza lights, they were one of the big things about this car. You know, the lights that had that clear inside, there were so many aftermarket lights that copied it. And then Toyota's like, or, hear me out, we could put a cover over this new thing that we've just invented in case you don't like it. I guess hedging their bets a bit or something. Now JDM Force time, so let's go get covered in spiders. All right, I'm not even going to check. That's how confident I am with the spiders here in Japan, which, although big and scary, usually don't bite you. Okay, good looking profile, especially being rear wheel drive. Like it. And a quick look at this side. We will show you the up close and some of the damages in just a sec. Okay, so there we have it. And this sticker down at the bottom, this is Altezza. That is a factory optional sticker. We also have the very cool fog lights with that purplish yellow hue. I remember in the late 90s when we started seeing those in the aftermarket, how cool I thought those were. And then the owner put a pink strip here. I'm not really feeling it, but to each their own. It also is a JDM modification, so keep it on your car. That was done by a real JDM boy who owned this car, or man, I don't know. And it looks like we got blue headlights in one of the beams there as well. Okay, hood condition looking good, roof condition looking good. Some weird little red strip here. This guy was all about the weird colors put on. In fact, I wonder if this pink strip used to be red. Because he was all about the color red, right? Okay, so front bumper A2. You can see some scratches right here. There's some mild scratches up here, but they've taken the clear coat with them in a few places. And a few very light ones over there. Rest of the bumper, let's see. A tiny bit of damage there. These are really negligible. A couple of medium scratches there and up here. Okay, the U3 on the fender, probably the worst part of damage. See it from right here. The damage is right here and down here, mosquito. Okay, and then it has moved the fender a little bit closer toward the door. If you take a look, the gap up here is bigger than it is down here. We also have some flex cracks on the side skirt here. Okay, so take a look. There is a wrinkled section here, and I'll give you a little pan so that you can see. So it looks like something pushed the fender back a little bit and buckled in a few places. Now, it might be worth, obviously this can be repaired, but it might be worth just replacing it with a silver version of the Lexus fender, because those are available in North America. Okay. Now the rest of this side is looking all right. Just gonna look for details. No rolled fenders, and so that's a plus. Here's what I was talking about with the touch-up paint. They used color matching touch-up paint there, but you know, metallic paints, they're not going to be invisible when you touch them up. The back bumper looking all right. Aftermarket exhaust not that big. In fact, that might be stock exhaust. Max might come in the comments going, "Don't you know cars, Derek? What are you talking about? That's stock." More I look at it, more it looks stock, especially underneath it. So yeah, we'll just say it's stock. Not a bad sounding exhaust for stock, but you know, you bought a sports car, you probably want it to be a little bit louder. And this being the optional rear wing, quite like it. I've always liked the look of this car with the rear wing, because I like how this side body line swoops up and matches the wing there. I've always thought it's a good car to put a wing on. That and the fact that side profile here. So the front of the car comes down quite a bit here, while the back of the car stays high up here, which is a like wedge shape, which is obviously good to have a wing on the back to kind of finish off the design. Okay, so coming down here, we're looking for that A2 scratch on the rear door. So here we have it. It's right here and here. I'm not sure how you would get those exact scratches on the door, but that's what you have. You also have some fingernail scratches around the inside of the door handle. Grant, actually, who is selling his car, this is his car here, the orange Fit. So you might have emailed Grant and thought, what kind of car does he drive? So he bought these carbon fiber inserts, and they sell these for all sorts of different cars, and they cover up any scratches that you get and protect from further scratches. Not a bad idea. I don't hate the look of them. I think you could also get maybe different colors. You can obviously also polish that up and just remove the scratches, but it can be a little bit of a pain to get inside here with the door handle. And then door handles being plastic, they tend to have kind of weaker paint. Not that it's weaker paint, but the paint on plastic parts fades first. So if you do want to check for fade on cars, like this car isn't a problem, but you check the mirrors, rear spoiler, door handles, because they'll fade before the rest of the paint does. Okay, a little bit of a burnt paint here, probably somebody's baggy jeans wearing that paint away. The rest looking okay. The car's a little bit dirty, but the car is in and out of our possession and then shipped over to the USA as soon as we can. So let's go now to the interior. We'll start with the trunk. So pop the trunk. The interior has a unique JDM scent to it. So when you receive the car, you're going to be like, the smell of Japan. And trunk, not a bad size of a trunk, not huge, but not a bad size. Absolutely usable until you start planning trips overseas, and then suitcases are going to be tough in this one. We also have a US Power Tube by Kenwood. All right. Okay. And a little bit of a pilled fabric here. Underneath this, which is a little harder to get out than usual because it's pinned underneath the sub, but you can open it up. Spare tire in there. No signs of any drama in the back, like a rear end accident or rust or something like that. Into the back seat. Now, I always want to say if the seats are usable for adults, and in this case, I can say yes, they are. You can absolutely have 4 adults in this. 5 would be really tight because you don't have an awful lot of space in the middle there because it is a narrow-ish vehicle. But yep, plenty of leg room, as you can see. Me being a 5'10" dude with super long legs proportionately to the rest of my body can sit in here really normal. And I did test that. I am in the top 99th percentile for leg length as a portion of full body. Hence why I'm not a tall dude, but I always sit in the full back position for the seat because my legs are otherwise going to get stuck somewhere. Quick look at the front, and we'll get back to that in a sec. Come in the back, you got cup holders, and you got a place for the cigarettes that you're not smoking because you're a good boy that doesn't want to die of lung cancer. Or good girls. We do have statistics for whether it's boys or girls watching, and it's boys. A little bit of a weird pilled fabric up there. Not a huge problem. Headliner's nice and clean. Liking that. LEDs in the light there, making it brighter on the interior. Okay, and into the driver's side. Now the driver's side door card here has a little bit of damage on it. Right here. You can see all these little specks. This certainly comes from the keys here being not too far from the door and probably going around a corner and just something on the keys hitting there multiple times. You even have a few of them down here. I wonder if he had those jeans with a big chain that secures your wallet that was popular in 1997. Because maybe that chain's just gone bang against there. A little bit weak. And these door cards, it's a JDM exclusive because remember, right-hand drive has all of these controls on the right side instead of the left side that North America has. So you get that. Not a huge problem, especially for an older car. Okay, coming in here, look at this Project Mu pedal covers. That's something I've never seen before. All the years of me doing this, I've never seen the Project Mu pedal covers. Kind of neat. And a bit of wear around the key. All right, seat is in good condition, which is great. I love a good condition seat on an older car. You see a little bit of distressed fabric in there, just a little bit. Okay, steering wheel much the same. I've seen a lot of these Altezza steering wheels. They're basically the same as on the MR2. They are two-tone leather with black leather on the top and silver leather on the sides. And this silver, like painted silver leather, tends to wear out as it has here. There's not a ton you can do about that. This one's not nearly as bad as many of them I've seen. And then, of course, customize your steering wheel with a stripe. Rev counter, not the biggest fan of this kind of electronic, but a lot of people do like those. So if you do like it, then win for that. And a very cool looking gauge set which kind of looks like, I don't know, an airplane, an old biplane. Up here has a vinyl sheet that's been attached to whatever usually goes there, which I don't know. I know there's a Navi that can pop up out of this, but not all of them had the Navi. So there is like a little compartment that you're supposed to be able to have there. And it looks like they put on these covers. This is an aftermarket part to snazzy up the car. And it does have a number of scratches around here. So I don't know how you get scratches along there. Again, smallish problem, but it is noticeable. Never been used by the looks of it, which is good. And an extender for your shifter to make it, I guess, a little bit easier for dudes with shorter arms, which is also not me. The long legs come together with the long arms. And so for me, the shifter can be all the way over there, and I'll have no troubles with that. Cup holders, space to store things, and a bit of wear on the boot here. Okay, carpet nice and clean over there, seat nice and clean over here. It's just a good place to be inside this car, which is good. We always like it when somebody's buying a car that they get something that they can be happy with. And I think that's the case with this one. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video there. I think that we've gone over everything. If you're interested in importing a car for yourself from Japan, check us out. We are Pacific Coast Auto. My name is Derek Weldon. You can work with one of our sales reps to buy a car. I'm just the camera guy here. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.